Hey, hey. All right. So don't get used to the screen, but StreamYards gave me a full week of at the advanced plan. I'm searching through stuff. I don't know why anybody would pay $90 a month for it, but we have it for a week. So there you go. So we're gonna have some cool shit for a week and then it's gonna be gone. And I'm okay with that. Because there's no way StreamYards is worth $90 a month. Sorry. So, all right, what's up? Mila Rock Jam. Yeah. This plan, the advanced plan is $88 a month. I'm like, yo, okay. But they offer it free for a week. So the credit card that's attached doesn't work anyway. So even if they try to bill me, it's not going to do anything. So it's a good thing about having old credit cards attached. So, all right. So a lot of people, and I noticed this last night, this hype thing, I guess it's been around for like 6 months and I didn't have it on my account. I just learned about it last night. And it's big, and I'm going to explain why. Now, in the world of YouTube, I'm a tiny ass channel. 21,000 subs, small ass channel. So we get things like really late. But what YouTube is trying to do is have smaller creators like get a chance to get in the algorithm. So it seems like, from what I understand, the whole algorithm changed. And some people are saying that it's like a pay to play, which I don't really understand. But my revenue last night on last night's video with some hypes is like 14 times what it normally is on videos that have even more views. So not only do I think hyping is helping get you in the algorithm, but it's also making more money. So it's a better way to support somebody on a stream without having to give a super chat or without having to give money. Because like I said, my algorithm is showing that I made like literally 10 times more just in ad revenue than I did in any other video, and videos that have more views, that have more interaction, that have more people. But it also hypes your video up. The more hypes that you get, the more you get in the algorithm. So it's really super important for you guys to hype. From what I found, all you got to do is hit the thumbs up and then it'll give you an option if you want to hype it. I checked a bunch of my videos. It looks like it's brand new because I'm not really seeing it on any other videos other than the one from last night, which is when I noticed it. I'm like, what the fuck is hype? So I hit it. And then I was like, oh. And then it said, we hyped your video even more. And I guess the top 100 videos from last night have like number 99 has 137,000 hypes. So obviously the more views you get, the more your video is hyped or the more people that hit it. But I think my video from last night is like 7,000 hypes. So we need to get that up. And you guys need to do this in every single video that you hit the thumbs up. Now, I don't know if it gives you the thumbs up now or if it only gives you the thumbs up after the video is down. That I don't know. But it definitely helps us out as a creator. And it's one of the few features. Hey, Sweet Misery. It's one of the few new features that YouTube came out with that I think is pretty fucking cool, because most of their features are catered to big time creators and they're stupid for us to even care. You know, like small creators, like who gives a shit? But this actually does help small creators. This really could put small creators in an algorithm that they wouldn't have been in to begin with. But they're looking at it as, in my opinion, they're looking at it as, well, if people like you, then they're going to hype your video. And if they hype your video, YouTube notices. So whether it be me, another creator, you definitely want to hype your favorite creators' videos if you're given the option when you hit the thumbs up. So I'm live tonight. So it's just a really good way to support. And like I said, I think it even helps out with ad revenue because I'm trying to figure out why my ad revenue is so high from last night. Nothing changed. I have the settings on the same way I have the settings on every night. So I don't know. But the only thing I can think of is the hype. So make sure that you go back to last night's video if you don't have this night's video. And if you're not given the option yet, go to last night's video, hit the thumbs up, and it'll give you the option of hype. Or yeah, you can even, if you're on a cell phone, I don't know how it works on a regular phone, I mean on a computer, because I happen to find it on my cell phone. But just look through where it says, like, videos live post, you'll see a hype, hit it. Take your alt accounts, hit it. So like I said, I think it's a really good feature. So that's what hype is. I know a couple of people emailed me, asked me comments like, why am I seeing hype? What the hell is that? So that's why I figured I would explain it to you guys. And this way you guys know what hype is. So that's what it is. Super important. Make sure you hit it. If you see it on other creators, make sure you hit it. I'm actually surprised that nobody else is talking about it around here. I don't know if they haven't seen it, if they don't know about it, but there you go. That's what hype is. So hit that hype button. All right. Moving on. This is not going to be a long live, by the way. But moving on. I was listening to some of Nunya earlier. And she brought up some interesting points. But a couple of things, I really have an honest question for her. And I've heard this being stated before. And not just from her, from people in this community. And I've heard many people say it. So I have a question for all these people. But let me go ahead and pull up her live from earlier. Ah. Oh, guys, interaction is also really important in chat. So even if there's 3 people in chat, make sure you're typing. How come every time I go to pull up a fucking transcript, nobody has a transcript? All right. It was kind of towards the end of her live, I think. Let me bring you guys with me on this journey. Thank you, Rock Jam. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's got to hype it. When you hit the thumbs up on this video, does it give you the option yet or no? It may not be for live, like it may only be once the video ends.
What I'm showing is there like Molly's so timidly or ask me publicly.
Let me look. Hold on.
Yes, a lot of like fucking with Kyle's business was happening during that time, but nothing since then.
That they doxed.
Why I left the anti-KJ group.
Or all this fake information.
Again, I know it's kind of chaotic, right? We're going to skip over the Eric account. I would agree with that. I knew about the anti-KJ shit, and I still have a whole nother stream I got to go through. People use those words of we and us in the car, but coming on a panel like that, parasocial, or finding any legal actions or anything like that, or people don't get terminated. I don't know what will happen. I'm not a future seer, but that's one thing. Sounds like Sinner and his big mouth here and all of his followers making excuses for his piss poor behavior, and they stay because they all have that mission against Queen Bee. Miss America, who stayed? Who stayed? Because I didn't stay. I left not this past January, but the January before that, January of 2024. Facebook and Twitter before coming to YouTube. Listen, that Twitter, what you did was wrong, but you're a good guy still. Like, I don't know what that word means, and I don't want to make this about him because God knows, like, I'm still over here eating a fat bag of dicks. But yeah, I don't know what the wording is. Could do some research on it. I find it very interesting. I used to make excuses for Sinner in a way until I couldn't any longer. Yeah, girl, and you caught shit for that. Just saying. Let me get back to this because let me get to the part I actually wanted you to hear.
I apologize. I did not have this picked out ahead of time, and I just got to find the exact part. So bear with me.
Okay, we got the point at this point. That basically she just was like, dude. Oh, there we go. Okay, there was.
I am not giving her a pass.
Touch that type of culture.
To be mindful, they don't like me. Certain places gone, but every bit of it I put out there.
Sense as to why that does explain why she was totally fine with it in the beginning, and then switched it up and got so angry about it. And I don't blame him. The website is trash. Like I don't Brittany's old. I'm not judging that at all. It is what like Clue's daughter, mini Clue. I don't know, Clue Junior. I don't know. I mean, to each their own. It's her community, and that's what they want to call her. Like,
Kelly, if and again, I'm not the authority on anything. Do your own.
Cover this to stick up for this lady. Done things, Michelle. She has done things wrong to others, and she knows that.
I haven't seen these Facebook groups either. No, there's a lot.
You're disgusting.
With the same mental illness.
And let's rewind that for real quick.
Games.
She participated in it to get attention and play games and stuff.
Which I've never been okay with.
She's not dumb. Like, he'd be like, cut the fucking.
This world existed to this.
No amount of money could have moved her away from sticking to the truth and the facts.
When I get this pissed and this angry about fitting in where they.
Oh, it's normal speed, so there you can't slow it down no more. Hold on, let's go back. It's everything that just happened. Amethyst because she's blunt as hell. She's not yet and on YouTube yet. So
research is like, I know I've heard that before, but it's not bad. There's a lot of things I get sat on because
for a second, most of the people who are in this chat now are gone. Not necessarily like gone. She's still on
slander or anything like that. And to point it out for being unethical, immoral.
For you, because you just said that a couple of days ago on a damn.
And unless a family has come across her, then that wasn't that wouldn't ever.
At this now,
like the situation.
But when I tell you, it was maybe like 3 to 4 days ago, and like to me, but it's toxicity, and it's your trauma dumping onto any other person. And that is not just to nonsense. That's to Clue. That's to Queen. That's to B Tim. That's to Trisha Talks. That's to Jay. That's to Granny. That's to anybody you want to fucking apply it to. That's who it is. Say I changed again.
For a very reality-based, when in actuality.
All right. I'm not sure where it is. It's somewhere around here because I remember where I was when I heard it on the way somewhere. If I can't find it in the next 5 minutes, I will just tell you what was said.
It's never going to be reality-based. It's social media. Like, as long as you can turn the camera off.
There's very many of us that could deal with this kind of pressure.
If your family is in danger, protect your own fucking family. Don't run out here on the internet. Don't put them in more danger. Don't do any of those things. Go protect your family in whatever way that you need to. Whatever you feel is necessary for your family. I'm pretty sure that's still her stance to this day. She'll probably be in the comment section later on because she's probably at work right now. But she is surprised how anybody would compromise their morals and their integrity having the back of a person. Girl, again, who changed? Just ask.
An effort into making more
Did you just hear what Nunya said?
creators of space. I don't really know.
Engineer tired. I told him quit whining. I gotta go get it. I gotta go get it. I gotta go get it.
There you are. I don't know. I didn't see your messages. Oh God, Bop is gonna kill me for eating my goldfish. I'm sorry, Bop. It's lunchtime. You'll be all right. I didn't have a channel at that point in time. And also because we came from Facebook, I realized very quickly that I always said shit ton of money, that all of these people made off of the name.
Found it. All right, here we go. Let me rewind just a second. I told you it was towards the end.
If it was truly out of the kindness of your heart, if you collect it. Now, we all know if YouTube is somebody's job, if Facebook is somebody's job, if TikTok is somebody's job, we understand that you should be paid for the content that you're putting out. And because it's taking you time, it makes perfect sense why you would be paid for that, right?
Oh.
So that's not that's not the debate. Like, we all understand that completely. But if on a normal basis, let's just say my page may make, I don't have a page, I'm just giving examples if it was, but if my page may make $2,500 a month, right? And this month covering this family.
I didn't have a channel at that point in time. And also because we came from Facebook, I realized very quickly that I always said pages, but that's because they're Facebook pages. But on YouTube, it was YouTube channels. So I did have to actually flip that up. So just saying, I stand on my same words today and have said that as well. So there's that.
Story, I make $25K this month, right? 10 times the amount I would normally get. Is it really out of the kindness of my heart that I've done this story? I may have started out there for sure, but at the end, did I do anything? Like, have I, did I give any money towards a funeral? Did I, help a foundation that's been started to help for, whatever the situation was that I talked about out of the kindness of my heart? Did I help the world be any better in the end with that money? Because if all I did was benefit myself and my pockets or my closet or my kids or my husband or my house, then I struggle to really understand how that's out of the goodness of your heart.
Just a quick question. Everybody is aware there was a shit ton of money that all of these people made off of the name and back of Sebastian Rogers. Curious, have they shown anywhere that it went? Their money that they made, not collected money and sent it to Blipboards, not collected money and sent it to anybody else, but their own money that they made off of their channels, that they did something in the name of Sebastian Rogers from their fucking paycheck. Maybe I just haven't seen it, but I stand on my words from 3 fucking years ago to this size.
So right there is my question, okay? Nunya. And let me just preface this. I am not sticking up for the tragedy pimps out there. But when I hear something like that being said, and this is an honest question, do they say the same thing to Vinnie Politan, Stephanie Harlow, 10 to Life, Kimberlea, Danielle, I forgot her last name, Christine Randall, they make tons of money off Sebastian's name too. So do you ask them what they do with their money? I've never seen 10 to Life donate anything. I've never seen Stephanie Harlow, donate anything. And I don't mean ever. I mean on the backs of the cases that they cover. Everyone that had, like JLR, do you ask JLR what money he's donated? And it really hit me the wrong way. And I've heard other creators in this community say that, and they want to know what has been donated to this or what's been donated. It's why do you care? How come? Is it just that you feel like you can talk to them? Because pick any big YouTuber, they're not donating their money. They're not. All the money that they're making, look at all the money. Let's go one step further. Let's actually look. Let's see. I know Christine Randall covered it. So let's see her. Well, I don't know how that happened. Let's see. Christine Randall, Bastion Rogers. Okay. So she did a video on Sebastian Rogers a year ago that got 432,000 views. Again, 432,000 views she got on this video. Her analytics, she probably made, that's some good money. So did she donate anything? Are you asking her what money she donated off of that video? Or how about, let me share the screen. She did that one. She did this one on the fan club, but only had less than 500 views. But 432,000 views. She made more money than all the tragedy pimps put together. I'm not talking super chats. I'm just talking analytics. But at 432,000 views, she probably made more than them with super chats. Like with the super chats the tragedy pimps made, all combined, probably the same as her 432,000 views. Court TV, multiple views. Did they donate anything? Did they give anything? How about the news channels? How about Long Crime? How about Deception Detective, who's done multiple videos on it. Welcome back, Eva Queen. He even has done one that says Sebastian Rogers found by YouTubers. So he's a fraud, an absolute fucking fraud. He's running Queen Bee's stream, I guess. I don't know. I never watched it. But he's got Queen Bee on the screen. Or someone's video. I thought that was Granny. 92,000 views. And a clickbait title. Is anyone asking him what he's donated? Silver's on the scene. This guy is so ugly. He kind of looks like Clue. Doesn't he? Kind of be like Clue's brother. Clue, you have a twin. Oh, that was 9 hours ago. Spirit Seeker Squad, 1,000 views. News channels, News Nation. News Nation, 28,000 views. Thank you, Rhodey. The Interview Room, he's another one. How much he make off of Sebastian Rogers? How much did he donate? Because I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a big fat fucking zero. None of them have donated anything. And that's okay. It's not a bad thing. But you can't call out just the people that you know and not call out everybody. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. So when you say that it's okay to, what if you donated, or you're going to come down on somebody, or you're going to look at somebody side-eyed because all the money they made. But I can assure you, all these people have made 10 times more. And nobody's saying a word. And nobody's calling them out. And nobody's wondering why they haven't donated anything. Why are you only picking and choosing people in this community to have this fake outrage for, or to have this holier than thou attitude? And again, that's an honest question. I'm not picking on her. I'm not going after her. I'm just simply asking. Because she's not the first person to do this. I have seen this more than once. And I have seen people fucking just, well, what have you donated? Why haven't you done? Why don't you go fucking ask a big creator and leave us little people alone? Oh. I got to be honest, though. I'm very curious about Deception Detective and why he has that in his title and why nobody ever discussed it.
Humanize somebody. They have to feel like they know.
Now, I could be wrong. It could be a good stream. We're about to find out.
Know the person. Does that make sense? Even if we don't know them at all, we have to feel like we can understand them or relate to them. And the fact that Katie has been so quiet, it puts a lot of people off. Now, Katie has the right to be quiet, but on the same note, if Katie.
Now, this goes to my point about idiots. This guy's got 186,000 subscribers. That's a good amount of subscribers. And he's got a clickbait title that says Sebastian Rogers found by YouTubers. That's disgusting. Why would he have a title like that? That is gross. And yet he has 186,000 subscribers. Make it make sense.
Katie has the right to be quiet, then people have the right to question the quiet.
This is my third video analyzing this interview. If you missed parts 1 and 2, don't worry, I'll link them at the end. For now, here's what you really need to know. At the time of this live stream, Sebastian had been missing for 10 months. His mom, Katie Proudfoot, was the last person to see him alive and only did a handful of interviews before going radio silent. So when Elevated Truth says that she has the right to be silent and we have the right to question that, he's exactly correct. For the biological mother of a missing child to stop doing press is unusual. Besides Elevated Truth, there are 4 other true crime tubers on this panel, as well as Chris Proudfoot. Chris is Sebastian's stepdad, and he was apparently out of town when Sebastian went missing. That will be important for later. With all that in mind, let's keep listening.
Okay, but Queen says, not speaking for Nunya, I think because of the vicious nature of this sector, that the money changes people's behavior. And I'll agree with that. But I think they made more money off Britney than they have off Sebastian Rogers. Just saying. And you might be right, Evil Queen. It's just the way she said it was that they needed to donate, or why haven't they donated money to do something with all the money they made off Sebastian? But you can't have that kind of mentality and not have it across the board. I understand her mentality and I understand where it's coming from, but if that is where your morals stand, then it has to go for everybody. It can't only go for people that you think were your friends or previous friends. It's got to go across the board.
It's kind of a 50-50. So unfortunately, for you come out and
Yes, Cindy, he did. But if, in all fairness, if you look at the numbers, Queen Bee was pulling over 1,000 at this time. For a small creator, that's like unheard of. Same thing with Granny. So I kind of get where he's coming from on that.
talk. You don't have a problem doing that. It is what it is, right? And you speak for Katie a lot of the times, as I would expect you to do because you're her husband, right? That's what we do in the South. My question is there going to be a time that Katie is going to not speak to you two? Because like I've said to you before, I think that's pointless, right? But to go out and speak directly to Sebastian, or respectfully, is the reason that that's not happening because you're worried about whether he would be able to hear it or not? Like, is there a reason that she hasn't directly addressed him?
She has, in some interviews, directly addressed him, especially when people ask the question if Sebastian could hear you right now or he's watching this. Katie has addressed Sebastian directly.
On your screen now is my missing child presser checklist. These are 7 things that parents of missing children do spontaneously when they have an audience. In other words, these aren't things that they're coached to do by the police or the FBI or their attorneys. They just stem from the nature of the situation, the uncertainty about what happened, the curiosity about where their kid is right now and what they're going through, the undying hope that their kid will be found or return home, and the overwhelming instinct to get their kid back at any cost. Now, if parents don't do all these things, does that mean they're guilty? Of course not. But it does suggest that we should investigate further. If you've seen my videos about Michael Monkey Vaughn's mom or Gannon Stouch's biological mom, you'll know that they did all these things unprompted, no matter how big the audience they were talking to was. Like Chris said, Katie did directly address Sebastian through the media, a key item on the checklist. The only issue is she had to be prompted to do it, which Chris also said. And that's why I can't give Katie full points. For the checklist to give us insight into her mind state, she needs to do these things spontaneously, not at the request of the interviewer. But that's still better than Chris, who we can't give any points at all. Even when Elevated Truth brings up the notion of addressing Sebastian through the media, Chris still doesn't do it. Is he that certain that Sebastian isn't watching? Or is he just not concerned that he might be? In this next segment, I think we're going to get a clue to the answer to that question and some insight into what Chris really thinks about Sebastian.
It's been quite some time, though. Would you agree?
Right. And
What I personally find interesting is he obviously doesn't watch them enough because they don't think that Chris and Katie are guilty in any which way, shape, or form. So I don't think he's watched them long enough to really have an opinion on the quote unquote true crime creators that he's got on his screen. Just saying.
And I want everybody to stop for one quick second. I'm going to rewind something here on you. In October, we had Halloween, one of Sebastian's favorite holidays. He's not home.
Right.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, they may have fallen out a while ago, but that's all Nunya goes live about anymore is nonsense. So there's that.
Our family dinner table is incomplete. December 7th. People couldn't leave the day alone.
Sure couldn't.
Christmas is coming up. Once again, we have an incomplete holiday. New Year's.
So she's just
Valentine's Day.
Like,
And then right after Valentine's Day, what is the next one?
well, let's hope he's home by then instead of thinking.
Amen. Amen. But everybody wants to know why she doesn't talk. Maybe because she's a grieving mother. Maybe this is one of the worst stretches of the year for any person in this world who has had to deal with a personal tragedy, losing a loved one, anything. It's not that she doesn't want to talk, but respecting the fact.
We lost you, I think. We lost you.
We'll be back.
How about now?
Yeah,
You're
we
good
got
now.
you.
There we go.
Sorry.
There we go.
Well,
Chris, I don't mean to interrupt you for a second. Addison, will you please make a comment so I can mod you? Queen asked me to mod you. So if you'll make a comment, please. Go
No.
ahead.
Reread that.
But what I was saying is when she's ready to talk, she'll talk. And I just ask that you respect the facts. It is the holidays. She is grieving. Seth is grieving. Everybody grieves in their own ways. Just have some respect about it.
Notice how Chris didn't say he's grieving, just Katie and Seth. And what does grieving even mean? It's usually how people process death, not an ongoing emergency like the disappearance of someone who might still be alive. But that's not the only clue that Chris might know or suspect. The worst. When he was defending Katie's strange silence, he didn't say that the holidays are hard for someone who's experiencing an emergency. Instead, he referred to the tragedy as complete, as if it's already over. But when your child is missing, it's not over until you have answers. If I'm being charitable, I would say that Chris seems pessimistic about the odds of Sebastian being alive. If I'm not, I would say it's more than that.
a lot of people are saying that you guys aren't doing anything. Is there things that you guys are doing that you're just not broadcasting?
We don't broadcast what we do because it doesn't, one, like you said before, it gets twisted.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, sometimes not having what we do broadcasted is actually a lot more effective because we can focus on doing what we need to do. Finding Sebastian, looking into things, whatever we need to do. Sometimes it's best not publicized.
Yeah. I mean, look,
You know,
I got a photo of everybody searching, and that's torn apart, right?
Well, I'm going to put this out there, and I can't, God, I can't stand this for the life of me.
Well, can I just say something? There are things
Good.
that I have personally heard, and this is not from Chris and Katie, okay? There was a situation talking, y'all know we've been in the neighborhood talking to people. I'm going to cry, don't fucking judge me, but there was a neighbor who said the day after he went missing, Katie stepped outside and they just heard this like blood curdling scream. And she was outside screaming his name. And then she just like doubled over and fell on the pavement. And for days, she left a blanket, food, shoes outside for him. And this person was like, it was the most heartbreaking thing. And she was like crying, right? Because my assumption is she's a mom and that hits you. You know what I mean? It chokes me up.
Hearsay and gossip are totally unreliable, which is why I always try to focus on the suspect's own words. It's the reason I stopped analyzing this case for about 6 months, because the primary suspects stopped doing interviews. That said, let's assume this anecdote is true. What does it actually prove about Katie's guilt or innocence? At best, it shows that she's actively searching for Sebastian and she's genuinely heartbroken about his disappearance. But that doesn't mean she's clueless about what happened or even uninvolved. She could have sent him away in a fit of rage and now regrets that decision. At worst, Katie's actions here sound performative. Sobbing and screaming outdoors certainly gives the appearance of innocence to anyone within earshot, but it's far from the most meaningful thing she could be doing to help the search. In fact, the most useful things, like doing media interviews or working with Dog the Bounty Hunter and his team, are the things she refuses to do. In other words, doing one without doing the others suggests a desire to appear innocent without actually doing everything possible. And wherever we find these inconsistencies between one's stated desires and their actions, we often find liars.
Oh, I understand completely when Chris feels like even something is being insinuated about her. And I understand why he gets upset and immediately wants to come to her defense. He loves her. It's what he's supposed to do.
Right. Like I said earlier, he's being a protective husband, right? Like,
Well,
yeah, I get
know
it.
People are going to push back because they're saying already, like, no, you cared more about the truck. To clarify, that right there was going to lead to another 100 live streams saying, boom, Chris is guilty. So it's not that he cared about the truck over Sebastian. He cares about, as he said, help Sebastian be found.
They have their opinions. And I've stated the fact.
Well, opinions don't write a probable cause affidavit, and people need to remember that. Your feelings about people and maybe them being shady or, whatever, and I'm talking about evidence, an investigation and hire a private intelligence agency and have wild to me.
Accusing someone without evidence is bad, but so is gathering evidence against them. This circular logic is a death spiral for truth seeking. And it's also why I only focus on de facto, actual guilt or innocence on my channel, not whether it can be proven beyond a reasonable doubt in court. Because in real life, that's what actually matters. And I urge you to think the same way, no matter what this panelist says. You're not a juror.
Finally, somebody who says they're fucking idiots in the way they think. Thank you, deceptive detective. I will blow off the fact, well, not quite, but almost blow off the fact of your clickbait title. But I do agree with you.
And you're not building a legal case. You don't need to presume anyone's innocence. You can consider all the evidence, even the inadmissible stuff like polygraphs and statement analysis. And yes, you can form an opinion even if you're not sure beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, to be clear, I don't think anyone should be locked up based on these standards. The government should and must prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt before taking away someone's freedom. But I also think that if Chris or Katie invited your kid to a sleepover or volunteered to coach their little league team, you should politely decline.
So anyway, your facts, your feelings don't write a PCA.
Actually, some of their feelings did write out a whole.
Well, they wrote out an injunction, but not a PCA, not a probable cause, right? Come on, like
that's not even going to.
And I and you have to be in true. I've been in true crime a really long time. You guys know me from the shows and stuff, but like you have to be able to bend with the evidence, right? You have to. You can have an idea of something, but you have to bend your theory with the evidence. And right now, we all hate it, but there is no evidence, you guys.
Well, yeah, and
that we know about.
If I may, because I've never had a chance to speak to you, Chris, on a panel or anything, if I may seek this opportunity to ask some of the questions that they are using, basing their feelings on. Did you and Katie take a vacation shortly after Sebastian's disappearance?
To where?
I mean, I don't know. They're all saying you guys.
Thank you, sweetie pie. I'm getting a song together for members and super chats. I know you guys like that stuff, so I'm putting together one.
Went on vacation.
No, we
Okay.
have never, in this whole deal, like, we haven't been on a vacation.
Why are you people telling me to stop? Wouldn't you would you rather seek this opportunity to clear up rumors and hopefully get some solid answers? Or do you guys want to have a little, where we can all powwow and tell everybody how great each other is?
Exactly.
Like, I'm sorry, I'd rather seek this opportunity, but I'll digress. We'll go ahead.
No,
and
don't digress, because you're right. It is the person.
Speak,
I mean,
say
this is
whatever
what
the hell.
If they don't,
Sebastian.
But that doesn't mean they didn't spend the night somewhere else or even leave town. That's because the word vacation is subjective. If Chris personally defines it as a trip for fun or relaxation, he could honestly say they didn't take one, even if they were gone for days. And that's what I meant in the intro when I said that live interviews are the gold standard for catching liars. Imagine if Granny, instead of moving on to this next question about some private jet, had asked some key follow-up questions. Like, okay, no vacation, but did you leave town at all? Did you spend the night anywhere else besides your own home? Would you be surprised to hear that some neighbors report your house being vacant for 24 hours at a time? As I've said time and time again in my videos, most people will avoid lying at all costs, especially about things that could be easily disproved, like their whereabouts. So they'll try to deceive you without technically lying, for example, by being overly broad, or overly vague, or overly specific, like what I think Chris is doing here with the word vacation. Pay attention to this next part because Chris is going to do it again. See if you can catch it.
Okay, now that's out the way.
Are there 5 CPS reports?
I don't know.
Are there 5 that you know about?
Once again, I don't know.
Okay.
Does your family own a crematorium?
No.
Do you
What
know?
else?
Do you know the relative of Yada or Yada? Yala, what's her name? Anybody?
Her
Oh,
name is
yeah.
Yada.
Yada.
Katie's Aunt Yada. Can you tell us anything? Does she know Katie? Is she a close relative? Is she a real relative?
She may be a real relative, but I will tell you this. That woman doesn't know Katie. I couldn't tell you the last time she saw Katie. And I will say this, because of the negative things that she has said, I hope she hears when I say this. She's not that important to Katie to give 2 flying shits about.
Fair enough. Now, Chris, your mother has recently been vocal, and I assume it is in protection of you. People keep making jokes like mama's boy and all that, but I'll be damned, we'd all do the same for our kids. But she is going at it. Is that really your mother's account on Facebook? Are you aware? Is that a real account?
My mother does have a Facebook account. Unless you show me what you're referring to, I don't know.
Just on a side note, one thing I never understood about these assholes, why don't they ever ask important questions? I don't get it. They ask the dumbest fucking questions whenever they have somebody on panel. I don't know if they're just not smart enough to know how to do a proper interview, but every time I hear Chris on a panel, past, present, doesn't, they just ask the dumbest. Who cares about his mother's Facebook? Why don't you ask about fucking Sebastian? Thank you, Rock Jam.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, there have been people out there that have made accounts saying they're me, and they're not.
We saw that in the backstage.
Oh, yeah. I have another one. Were you and Katie in Oregon in March?
Nope.
Okay. Were you ever suing a company when you were a janitor?
Yeah.
First, never been a janitor, and
I didn't think so. Okay.
that gentleman is from Pennsylvania, and
Yes, he is.
They intentionally put that up there to make it appear as this Chris Proudfoot, damn well knowing they are two separate people.
I know. I'm just asking because you gotta get it out, right?
And here's another one, and you can, of course, as you always feel comfortable saying, I'm not answering. But is it true that you all rented out your house over the summer?
Oh my God.
We haven't sold our house. We haven't rented our house. We haven't moved. We still live in the same house.
Or the dogs. Let's clear that up. The dogs still there.
Yeah,
When
the
you
dogs are
were
still there.
when you were 7 years old, did you father a child?
Yeah, that's
no. That would be very interesting, but no.
Okay.
No.
Has Dog the Bounty Hunter knocked down your door?
No.
No.
Dog the Bounty Hunter has yet to even try to contact me directly.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
So I'll put that out there.
Chris is lying. That was my first thought when I heard this because the word directly wasn't part of the question. Chris added that in himself, so I reached out to Dog the Bounty Hunter on X to confirm my suspicions. And guess what? Dog and his team had contacted him. His denial was so specific and subjective, it was technically true. But was it misleading and deceptive? Absolutely. If he'd done this under oath, where you have to swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, I could see a judge holding him in contempt. But in the real world, we don't have that luxury. Your best defense against these clever verbal gymnastics are pointed follow-up questions. Okay, Chris, Dog didn't directly contact you, but has he attempted to contact you? Have he or any of his people tried contacting Katie or your attorneys?
There's quite a few of them, so let me get out my notebook. But no, seriously. So are you aware?
See, but these idiots are too dumb to ask questions like that. They're just not smart enough. And that's the sad part. And I don't know about you guys, but when I stop watching anything on Sebastian Rogers, it's because these fucking idiots just ruined it. They ask the stupidest questions. Every time Chris has been on a panel, I've learned nothing. Literally nothing.
Do you have a neighbor near you that is in contact with YouTubers that you're aware of?
I don't know who does what in my neighborhood, other than the households that we've been able to talk to, and they've been extremely helpful in the very beginning of the investigation, and even until now. There might be one or two who do not. Most of my neighborhood doesn't even know us.
Right.
They've never even spoken to us. It is a quiet neighborhood. It's sad that once again, it goes back to YouTube and people just doing things just to be malicious.
Yeah. Now I have another question. So I'm sure you're aware the Texas Roadhouse footage that had came out, and I'm sorry that was released on his birthday. I can't fathom what that did to you, Katie, and even Seth. But in that footage, are you aware, did Sebastian have a cell phone with him that night?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Okay. And then I guess would you want to know then what Kate if Katie was taking photos of Sebastian, and if so, where they did she send you a photo of him that night at the Texas Roadhouse, or do you have any idea what those photos were?
She took a photo. Yes, law enforcement knows exactly what the photo was and who it went to. And to clarify that, it went to me.
And I'm going to guess that his face is kind of in his salad eating.
Yes.
It's actually showing him eating all of his food.
Yeah. So of course they can't use that for the TBI poster, right?
Right.
It's not a frontal face picture. It's dimly lit. And it's not like Katie and Chris or Seth pick the picture TBI uses, you guys.
Well, that was my next question. So I've been curious about this myself. Why does it appear that every photo we have available of Sebastian is at a younger age and does not fit with what he looks like today?
So any of the photos that Katie and I have been able to provide to law enforcement have been the most accurate, up-to-date photos.
Mm.
What Seth provides, and this is I don't know what he provides, so I'm not going to try to speak on that. That's not fair. I don't know what he's provided to Ellie or to whatever else. I know what he has in some of his videos and things like people put out there, and he's had some tasteful like his memories. Those are his memories. And no, we're not going to give people every single memory. Those are ours. Keep in mind, like, we are parents.
Right.
We have our own moments that we cherish deeply. That's not for everybody in this world to know. Those are for us. All three parents know them.
Now, there was a video put out of a classmate at one of the gatherings for Sebastian, and she gave a FFA award. Were you aware that he was supposedly doing this class via the internet?
I don't know anything about it, so I can't speak on that.
And this is going to be a tougher question. Again, you don't have to answer, but were you mandated not to be allowed in the house in the month of February?
No, I was never mandated not to be at my house.
Okay.
You said on the Nancy Grace show that you were last in the house at the beginning of February, but that you couldn't say why, or I can't remember the
No, I
exact
said I
wording.
couldn't tell you the exact date, and I'm still not going to tell you the exact date.
If I guessed it, would you tell me?
Once again, ma'am, I'm sorry, but that is one
teasing.
thing that law enforcement asked not to be released.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And I said that in an interview a long time ago. Law enforcement does not want that information out there. I am not releasing it. It's just know the last time I saw Sebastian was early February until I came home February 26th. That's all I can tell you.
Okay. I understand.
Now, this green hoodie guy, do you know anything about that? Can Katie explain, or can you explain why this gentleman was next to the car? What that actual, like, what was happening in that footage? Is that footage correct?
What I can tell you about that is law enforcement has talked to Katie. She's been able to answer all their questions. And once again, there is nothing to that situation. I mean, law enforcement even put out a statement. Has nothing to do with it. Has nothing.
Katie was seen on camera talking to a mystery man while Chris was out of town on work. He's not suspicious at all about that. And how about when he said that lots of their neighbors have never even spoken to them? As the parents of a missing kid, I would have expected them to initiate those conversations. If your kid goes missing, wouldn't one of the first things you do is go around and canvass the neighborhood and knock on all the neighbors' doors? It's very suspicious that they haven't spoken to every single one of their neighbors. And finally, if we take Chris at his literal word, he said that he hadn't seen Sebastian from the beginning of February until the 26th, which is supposedly after Sebastian had gone missing. Now, maybe Chris means that he hadn't seen him in a new photo or a new video, but according to his own story, Katie had sent him a picture of Sebastian from the Texas Roadhouse Grill. So wouldn't that have been the most recent time he saw Sebastian before the 26th? As before, these are all situations where a pointed follow-up question or two could have clarified things. They could have either exonerated Chris, like we saw with my recent post on X about some apparent inconsistencies in his story on Nancy Grace, which were clarified by my eagle-eyed viewers, or they could have condemned him, pushing him deeper into a more and more obvious lie. Sadly, I don't think Chris will ever give me the opportunity to interview him, but we can continue analyzing this one. On your screen now is part 2 because I think a lot of people missed that one, as well as my Sebastian Rogers playlist. Until next time, stay true. Chris is lying.
I don't know why he has to put a clickbait title on it. It was an excellent video, and I agree with everything he said. So why the clickbait title? But what I found interesting, which I didn't even catch the first time around, but Chris said that he saw him the 26th, which is after he was missing. How come that hasn't been talked about? That's pretty big. if Chris allegedly saw him after he allegedly went missing, things that make you go, I don't know. That just stuck out to me when he said it. But going back to my original point, this guy's got 20 videos on Sebastian. Did he donate any of his money? No. Did he give anything to the family? No. Did he donate it to billboards or anything? No. He kept it. What's the difference? That's my question for Nunya. What's the difference? You can't say, well, he's working harder. He's not doing anything but analyzing a video. No different than what they do to Brittany or me or you or Jonesin or anybody. That's all he's doing. He's not putting out, extensive content. He's just analyzing. So, like I said, if you feel that strong about it, which I get, but doesn't it have to apply to everybody? So that's my question for Nunya. She may not watch this, but somebody should let her know. Because I'm sure I'm not the only one that thinks like that either. So there's that. That was an interesting video. Let's see what else he's got. Playlist. Oh, before I forget, no, but he gets super thanks. Like, you can leave thanks. Before I forget, there is a new video I want to show you guys. First let me ask, has anyone in here followed the Dylan Rounds case? Is there anyone in here that did follow it before I play this? Because they just released body cam footage, which was really interesting. But I don't know if anyone in here has followed the case or not. Because if nobody followed it, then you're not going to be interested in the body cam footage. But if you followed it, you would be. You're with me? Woohoo! The boy that the father and they found him in the mountains. Kind of. Sort of. What do you mean, same with me? I don't know what you mean. Yes, I did cover Dylan Rounds. Pretty extensively, too. All right. Oh, I get it. With me. All right, I get it. I get it. All right, let me pull it up. Hold on. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, it took me a minute to figure out what you meant, but I got it. I gotta go to Facebook. All right, I'm not gonna watch the whole thing because it's from Dr. Insanity with like almost 4 million subscribers. But the initial body cam footage is very interesting.
Living in the remote Utah desert. Police don't know it yet, but he's showing them the exact building where a missing teenager was murdered just days earlier. 19-year-old Dylan Rounds had left his family to go work on his farm, but after being spotted buying supplies at a local shop, he would vanish without a trace. Strangely, no one in the small, quiet town seemed surprised. Apparently, this was not uncommon.
I told that kid to stay the hell out of Montello.
But that whole town, though, just it's a crazy place.
Some other guy pointed a gun in my freaking face.
As days stretched into weeks, detectives chased a mounting list of suspects. Thieves, violent criminals, drug dealers. Yet from the very beginning, the truth was there, hidden in plain sight by someone nobody suspected.
See, that's another thing. I don't remember it being that long. 682 days, that's like 3 years. 2 years. Over 2 years. I don't remember it being over 2 years, but I guess it was.
It all began on a quiet evening when police received calls from a concerned family member reporting their son, Dylan Rounds, missing from his farm in Utah. They hadn't heard from him in over 2 days, and when they went to his property to check, there was no sign of him anywhere. A deputy was dispatched to Dylan's farm to meet with his family, but on his way there, he was stopped by a neighbor of Dylan, claiming he might know what happened to him.
He's been hanging out over that bar in Montello, and I could give you some names of some scumbags over there, but he's been shooting his mouth off about how much money he's making. And there's one guy, Chase Ventura. He's over there, and he can do anything he wants. He's been robbing, stealing, everything, and the Elko County Sheriff won't do anything about it. And if you talk to his mother, she knows more about it, but he ran into Chase on the Tacoma Road the other day, and Chase kind of scared him a little bit.
What's your last name again, Jim?
Jim Brenner. Well, I'll let you get down there before they disturb the crime scene.
Okay, thank you.
As the conversation ended, Jim Brenner's strange remark about a crime scene left the deputy curious, since no crime was yet confirmed. It was an unsettling comment that would soon become a disturbing reality.
Oh, I smell something. There's something dead in there.
For now, though, the deputy took note of this information and continued towards Dylan's farm to speak with his family.
No guns in there.
No guns in there?
Like he said, he has a 40 that he puts in the door every side.
Did you just pop the back window?
I broke it out.
At first glance, Dylan's red Ford truck appeared oddly abandoned, bearing signs of minor damage. But what concerned his father the most was that Dylan's guns had mysteriously vanished from the trailer, a detail that was strange on its own. Wanting to learn more about Dylan, the deputy turned to speak with his mother. She had her own troubling information to share about Dylan's recent run-in with a local criminal.
What does he farm for out here?
Himself.
What does he farm for? Grain or?
Yeah, grain.
Grain?
Yeah.
James stopped me when you guys went around me and was talking to me. He said that you knew something about a run-in he had with a guy named Chase.
Yeah, on Wednesday, but they told me that's normal, so.
I know a lot of the people that he named from Montello are not good people. I only know of them from what people say.
Dylan's mother confirmed her son had, in fact, encountered Chase Venstra recently, the same person Dylan's neighbor had earlier described as a local thief and criminal. Given what the deputy learned so far, it seemed like Dylan might have unknowingly placed himself in danger. At just 19, he purchased 640 acres of land with his grandfather for an estimated $200,000 to $300,000.
Let me just let you know, Evil Queen, I give a money-back guarantee if my candles trigger any kind of migraines or allergies, because they don't. People get migraines from, or, bad reactions from chemicals and additives and paraffin. My candles have none of that. In my 4 years, I have never triggered my money back guarantee because anybody that usually gets allergies have not had any. So just to let you know, I have never had anybody get a migraine from my candles. They are as clean can get and pure. So I just want to put that out there.
And built a reputation for his ambitious dreams of running a huge farm. But according to his neighbor, Dylan's confidence may have made him a target, as he often frequented rough local bars and talked openly about his financial success. After rehashing some more details with Dylan's parents, the neighbor, Jim Brainer, and his close friend, Donald Haitley, arrived to help. Both men knew Dylan well. Jim was living in a trailer near Dylan's farm and occasionally helped him with chores, something they weren't.
Old Line Tower, which puts him on this back road.
So I would that get him walking? Okay, that's I know my son, and that's the shortest route to his camp.
If he walked, that road ends right out there. If he walked, he would have come to the corner, cut across this field.
But that's as close as cell phone, Pete. Not in town, it's out here.
Off of that road, the back road into the compound.
Can we go down to where it is?
Yeah.
What time was that? Does it tell you?
And that was at 14:58.
So right after.
So.
My scents are actually very strong, but it's not the scents that give you a headache. It's the toxic chemicals that are in most candles. Unless you're getting a true luxury candle, then they're not. Thank you, Blonde Gypsy. But what do you think of the air fresheners, by the way? The air freshy. I think I gave you an air. Yeah, I gave you an air freshy. So, yeah, it's not the scent. Unless they're using shitty scents. But 9 out of 10 times, it's the chemicals or the low quality scent mixed with chemicals, because there are additives that you can add to make your scent stronger, technically. And a lot of people use them. I don't. My candles are strong enough without any kind of additives, and I don't want to use an additive. So let me give you guys the link to this video for anyone following it. Whoop. There you go. But yeah, I'm working on the website all week this week and gonna make some big changes. And get ready for fall. I'm just waiting for the scents to come in, because I've got a lot of new scents coming in, and I need to do a push on wax melts too. Oh, Dylan Redwood, yeah, that's the trans father. I know that case well. That's a crazy ass case. So sad. So sad. So, all right, for those of you that came in late, before I get off, let me reiterate what Hype is. Hype is this new feature. At least it's new to me. Thanks, Blonde Gypsy. Hype is this new thing that YouTube started. I noticed it on my account yesterday on last night's video. And it's a way to get small creators in the algorithm. So the more people that hype your video, the more YouTube sees, hey, this is a really liked video. So the goal is to get like 100,000 hypes. I think it does like 800 per hype or something. But I think it's more than that. I think it also gives you more ad revenue, because my ad revenue on last night's video was way higher than any other video that I've done. And I mean like 10 times the amount. And there's no reason why it should be. Like, I have my settings on the same for all the videos. My video last night wasn't that long. there's just no reason why it should be 10 times more than any other video with the same amount of views, same amount of time. And I'm thinking it's the hype. I'm thinking it has to do with the hype. Yeah, I think, let me show you guys where it is. I don't think you see it on a video that's live. I think it's only at the end. So let me go to my videos. Oh, wait, hold on. Now I'm showing you from a computer, but let me check analytics. Whoop. All right, it's pretty much the same as it was. Yeah, like my revenue per 1,000 video is way higher than it's been. But for last night's video, my revenue per 1,000 views is $11.52. That's a lot. Like a lot. Think about that. If you have 100,000 views at $11 per 1,000, that's a lot of fucking money. Normally, it's not that high. Yeah, Dylan Rounds. Yeah, but I don't get more than 1,000, so it really doesn't mean much. But that's why views are important. That's why I tell you guys, you see people with 10,000 views, they're making money just on ad revenue. All right. Let me show you guys. All right. So go to my video from last night. Does it show me? I don't know if, all right, it's not showing me here. Let me go back. How come it's not showing me on my live? I know I saw it on my cell phone. My one video got 20,000 views on my short. I was pretty excited. Yes, JT did make a mess of it, 100%. Oh, you hyped it twice? Where's my, oh, my cell phone's inside. But where you see these, when you go to a video, it'll show a hype. Where it says like home videos, shorts, live, you'll see hype. Now, not all my videos had it. Some of my videos did, but not all of them. So I just went and hyped under one of my alt accounts. I was like, all right, let me hype it. So a bunch of videos had it, but not all of them. And it was really almost like the last week. Let's see. The show. Let's promote. I don't know if it shows on a computer. You only get to hype 3 times. Oh, you know about hype, Amy? I didn't know about it. Let's promote. Oh, you gotta pay. All right. But yeah, that's what hype is. And like I said, I literally just noticed it yesterday. Well, save it for this one. I have one more. Oh, you can, I see, you can hype it 3 times on the same video. Oh, I didn't know that. I'll go back on my alt account and give me some hyping. But yeah, I literally had no idea what it was until I saw it last night. I was like, what the fuck is this? This is cool. I started seeing a couple nights ago. I was trying to hype a video, but I had already used 3 times last week. Aha. Yeah, no, I just saw it for the first time last night. And I was like, what's this? The hell is hype? And I haven't heard anybody discuss it in this community. So then I'm like, maybe I shouldn't discuss it. Because all the bigger creators, all the ones that get 1,000 people in their life, is gonna fucking, you know, kick ass on it. I was like, that's some bullshit. But yeah, it's a good way. I'm curious if it's a revenue thing. But it definitely helps a creator. I guess that's YouTube's new algorithm. Which is smart and it's good, but if you don't have the people, then what? So this grandma's house, I don't know who they are, but I saw they were a subscriber of mine. And they have like almost 100,000 subs. But I don't know who they are. Yeah, 75,000 subs. I don't know. Maybe I don't feel so bad. 75,000 subs. She's got 3 people watching. Aye. Brenner is in prison. Brenner's in prison for Dylan Round's murder. Thank you, criminal men. No, I'm telling you, the air freshies I'm making, they seem to be a huge hit. Same thing with the lotion. They're like my 2 biggest sellers. The only problem with the air freshes, the curing time is like 8 days. That's the only thing that sucks. So I'm waiting on more aroma beads. But I tried like different aroma beads, not even come close to the ones that I ordered. Like the original ones that I just ordered more. The difference is like night and day. Literally night and day. And I was like, you know what? This is the difference between cheap aroma beads and premium aroma beads. The premium ones, you could smell from a mile away. I've had mine hanging in my car for what, 2 months now almost. I still get in my car and I smell it. It's crazy. And then lotion seems to be a huge hit too. And then someone had said, you know, wash your hands after you put on lotion. If it's still on you, it's good lotion. But it's like, even at the shows, all I have to do is get someone over to my booth, give them some lotion, and they buy it. They're like, this feels amazing. I'm like, I know. I use it. My skin is soft as a baby's butt. But yeah, I'm going to do a big push on candles and everything as soon as I get the website done. Like I said, I just don't feel right pushing it when the website is not up to par at the moment. I haven't fucked with the website in months. I hate doing it. It takes forever. But it's one of those on my bucket list. Like, it's got to get done. I got to get new pictures up, everything. Another thing I'm doing, because I have leftovers, for those of you that have autism in your life, I have a lot of leftover autism stuff, from resin magnets to candles. So I'm going to be putting a section on the website for that as well. I mean, some of the labels I can change out, but the resin magnets and stuff, I can't change them. So if you or anyone you know has been affected by autism or autism awareness, I have some really awesome refrigerator magnets and coasters that are autistic. Not autistic, but they are about autism awareness. So those will be on the website too. So if you happen to wonder why I have a section for autism, that's why, because I have a lot of stuff left over. I figured more stuff would sell, but it was a bad show. So it is what it is. But all right, I've been on an hour and a half. I still haven't eaten dinner because I was mowing the fucking lawn for 2 hours. Because you never know that I live with 2 teenage boys. Crazy. But yeah. So I should have the website done, I want to say by Friday. Most likely by Friday, because I got to get all pictures redone. That's part of the problem. And then Monday to Wednesday, I have my nanny job. So it's not as simple. But all right, so I'm going to get off. I will see you guys tomorrow. I am going to go work on the website. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. And Nunya, please answer my question, because it is an honest question. And that's it. All right. I'll see you guys later. Have a great night. Thank you for the members, super chats. And until we meet again, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful night.